What do you recommend for women experiencing low sex drive who are premenopausal, going through menopause, or postmenopausal?
Well, it depends on what the cause is. When you ask a broad question like that, there are a lot of different answers. So, what are some of the reasons why women would have a low libido? Fatigue, not taking care of themselves. If you're 50 years old and you're 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight and you eat crap and you're dehydrated and you don't exercise and you don't sleep well, you're taking 19 supplements because somebody told you that that would fix all that, okay? Maybe you don't feel like doing much of anything when it comes right down to it. A lot of women I meet who have low sex drive have low drive for everything. They're just shuffling along, dragging their bodies through the day every day without a great deal of enthusiasm for anything. What kind of relationship do you have with your significant other? That's another thing. Sometimes it's not about libido physically as much as it is, we don't have a very good relationship, so who cares, Sometimes it can be about hormones, but that usually comes back to the weight, the diet. So the key is you get yourself in optimal health. People who are optimally healthy, love their partner, and have a great life usually don't have a lot of problems with sex, okay? One last thing I'll add for women is that there's a great product called Multi-Gin Lubricare. It's been on the market forever. It's not hormones, but it plumps up vaginal tissue. And so some vaginal dryness is a function of aging, and it's easily resolved with a product like that.
How do you prevent and treat urinary tract infections?
Urinary tract infections have a variety of causes too, one of the biggest of which is dehydration. Another problem is once you have a UTI, there are various ways to get them, but including sexually, they can be transmitted sexually. But one of the things that happens is women have a UTI, and then they take an antibiotic, which wipes out all their beneficial bacteria, which makes it easier for the next UTI to develop, and so on and so on. So the first thing is stop the chronic antibiotic use and use plant antimicrobials to address the UTI. Drink a lot of water, and then get some cranberry juice, not from concentrate, all right, which is so sour that it'll wrap your lips right around the bottle. All right, so get some raw honey, which also has antibacterial properties. And just so you know, there are actually medical journal articles showing that raw honey can be used as an antibacterial substance for either topically or systemically. So take some not from concentrate cranberry juice, sweeten it with a little bit of raw honey, the stuff you're getting from the beekeeper, and you can usually overcome that infection, and then use strategies like urinating right after sex and eating a great diet, making sure you drink 64 ounces of water a day, and so on.
What do you recommend for people with acid reflux?
Acid reflux is usually pretty easy to treat as well. Lots of reasons for it. Diet is a big part of it. Weight can be a big part of it. That's one of the reasons why people who are really overweight sometimes have to sleep with the bed at an incline, or they can't really lay down on the couch. They have to be at an incline because the weight pushing up can weaken the esophageal tube. Constipation can contribute to it. So you change the diet, lose the weight. Once in a while you'll find out that somebody has a particular food trigger that gives them heartburn that doesn't affect somebody else the same way. So for example, I drink coffee and it doesn't cause reflux. Somebody else has 5 sips of coffee and they can feel the burning. So you can do an elimination diet if needed to figure out if there are some of those triggers. Most of the time that works, fortunately. One of the worst things you can do to treat it is take proton pump inhibitors and that sort of thing. And one of the reasons is that, first of all, they're remarkably ineffective. One of the things people don't know is they were approved for short-term use. In other words, the whole idea of a PPI was supposed to be to keep damage from the esophageal tube and ridiculous discomfort while you lost weight and changed your diet. So you take this for 6 weeks and stop. The problem is that's not how they're being used. People take them for years. The rebound acid from withdrawing from these things, it's so horrific. People have to go right back on them. So you have to withdraw from PPIs really, really slowly over a period of time to address that rebound acid production. That's the worst way to treat it. Best way to treat it is lose weight, change your diet.